YouTube? This is the Bucket coming at you today with my AMT Automag II, made by the Arcadia Machine and Tool Company. This is a gun that I've been wanting to pick up for a while. I like the Automag series. I like that cool 80s, 90s cool. I like the stainless steel. I want to talk to you a little bit about picking this firearm up, some of the options that are out there, some of the experiences the Bucket had at the range today, some of the things to think about, and go give you a little bit of information that way. So in 1977, the AMT Arcadia Machine and Tool Company was founded, and they started making stainless steel firearms, and they were kind of famous for making kind of guns that were chambered in unique caliber. So the AMT II is chambered in 22 mag. They made them in 30 carbine. They made them in 44 Automag. They made them in 50 AE. Probably one of the most famous movie things is the Terminator carried a long baller version of a 45 ACP pistol. They came up with a lot of neat things. The Bucket's done a video on the AMT Backup, which is a 380 backup pocket pistol. Check out that video for sure. So these guns were chambered in 22 mag. Those are the Automag IIs. They have them in all kinds of different barrel lengths. All of them are fixed barrel designs, and they were kind of the gun on the market for a 22 mag auto loading pistol. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the specs of my pistol, and then we'll talk about my experiences at the range and things to think about. So my pistol is the 6-inch barrel version. So it's a 6-inch fixed barrel version. The overall length of the pistol is 9.25 inches. The overall width is 1.813 inches. The overall height is 5.25 inches, and it comes in at 32 ounces. They fire out of a 9-round detachable MOX magazine. It does have a last round hold open and does have a heel release. It does have a safety that just blocks the firing pin, but the trigger will still allow the trigger to drop. The hammer to drop, sorry about that. The pistol is, again, chambered in 22 Magnum. I took it to the range today, and kind of what AMTs are kind of known for is they're maybe not the most reliable pistols. So when I took my gun out to the range today, let's first talk about the accuracy. So this is the accuracy that I got. Almost all of them are in the 9 and the 10 ring, and I was shooting at anywhere between 7 and 15 yards. That's probably about 100, 125 rounds there. They do have really, really nice large sights that are adjustable. I didn't adjust mine at the range, but after I kind of found where mine was shooting, I ended up at 10 yards, ended up getting 3 in the 10, maybe a fourth one that's right on the edge, and the other 2 are in the 9. So I could really, really get some good accuracy with this particular gun. Not to mention the fact the gun just fits good in the hand. It's a natural pointer. I could put my thumb here. I could put my thumb down. Whoever originally bought this gun put these Pachmayr grips on them. Often you'll just see them with black plastic grips. These fit really good in the hand. The finger went right into the trigger, but you ended up having a good place to put. And again, the recoil on this, because of all the weight of the slide, you could feel that 22 mag, you could feel the thump, but it was not hard to manage with the recoil at all. The main problem that I had with the gun is the lack of reliability and some of the struggles that you have with reliability, especially when you're shooting a 22 or a 22 Magnum. So I started off shooting with the CCI MaxiMag TNT 22 WMR. These shot 100% reliably. It was a lot of kick, it was a lot of fun, and it was very easy to hit with. After that, I started shooting some of these 22 Winchester Dynapoints. Now, these were rated at 1,550 feet per second, where the 22 Maxi mags were 2,200 feet per second. And with these, the gun really became a single shot. It really didn't even run the slide, and then you ended up having some of the problems that you will have with a .22 Magnum pistol in an auto-loading format. We'll talk a little bit about clearing malfunctions in a moment. I then shot some of these .22 Winchester varmint and small game. Now these were 1910 feet per second, but these were very unreliable as well. The gun would go bang and the slide would start to move, but it wouldn't clear the round. I started getting a lot of double feeds. While I was at Range 54, they had some of these BPR performance rim fires. Now these are supposed to fire at 1910, and these shot a lot more reliably. I think I only had 1 or 2 failures with these particular rounds. Now, when you're firing with a .22 rimfire cartridge, if you have any failures, you are going to need to clear that, and it's really hard to do, especially considering if you look down here, the actual chamber is down in here a little bit. So when you have a failure, have a double feed, you have to lock back the slide, you have to drop the mag, and then how are you going to get into towards the chamber of the gun to get it out? That's why I would definitely recommend anytime that you're firing any kind of .22 Magnum auto-loading pistol, always come with a cleaning rod that's going to help with clearing failures. That is one of the problems that I will tell you with this, is if you're going to take this out, you're going to have to understand how to clear malfunctions, and you're going to have to take your time and be very dedicated to doing that and doing that safely. That wasn't a major problem for me, except for the fact that I didn't bring a .22 cleaning rod with me, and luckily at Range 54 they had one and they let me borrow it. So if you're thinking about picking up one of these pistols, I definitely would recommend trying out some hotter ammunition. And these are a little bit more expensive, but you're going to end up having a lot less malfunctions, and it's going to make this gun a lot more fun to shoot. At the time, these ran from 1987 to 1999. These were really kind of the only pistols out there if you wanted an auto-loading .22 Magnum. But now Walther has one out on the market. Smith & Wesson has one out on the market. And I've heard really good things as far as reliability. And so if you're thinking about just wanting a gun so you could have a .22 Magnum to take to the range, this reliability really left a lot to be desired. Now that being said, the Walther and the Smith & Wesson are not nearly as cool as this gun. And if you want a little piece of history, I could definitely see why you would want to go this route. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, just know you're going to spend a little bit more on ammunition. Think about how you clear malfunctions, and think about how all the tools that you're going to need to take with you to the range. So I'm not belittling Winchester. I've had a lot of good luck with Winchester, but if you're thinking about running in the AMT, I would definitely go with a couple of the higher velocity ammunitions. That also, it comes to the magazines. So the magazines that when I purchased mine, I got mine used. I had an orange follower and a black follower. My orange follower magazine, the gun locks back, and I had 0 failures whatsoever with the gun. But with my black follower magazine, it does not engage the slide stop slide release. I also think I had a couple of failures with this black follower magazine, and I think it may have come from this. So if you're thinking about purchasing an AMT Automag II, I'm not telling you not to, but if you're going to buy them used, just know the fact that you're going to want to check to make sure that the magazines work correctly. I've also heard that some of the aftermarket magazines leave something to be desired. So just know that you may be purchasing a gun that you're going to be buying a couple of magazines that may or may not work great with your pistol, and that means that you're either going to have to return them or eat the cost of it. The AMT Automag is not necessarily the cheapest gun that's on the market, and it's definitely going to have some extra costs that are associated with it, like maybe needing to purchase extra magazines that may or may not work, and may needing to buy more expensive ammunition so you get to have the fun at the range. That being said, I could get a lot of accuracy out of mine, and it was really fun to shoot, and I got enough accuracy even dealing with some failures. So the AMT II Automag, is it a gun for everybody? Probably not. But is it super cool and it may be the gun for you? maybe. So think about it. Keep an eye out on gun shows, and I think you're going to have a good time with it. I do want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, all the likes, the comments, the shares. They're really appreciated. And as always, you stay classy, YouTube.
Little middle baby bucket. Do you want to live in California?
No!
Why?
Because I'm not a communist.